Alright, now, if you don't know, if you're just randomly doing problems, you don't know that this would be a hard one and what you're going to have to do. So you would start looking. If I add these two, I would get 11. If I would add these two, I would get -1. So they're not going to fall out. Okay? So then, there's no real good relationship like the 2 and the 10 on the last problem. 4 doesn't go into 7. 2 doesn't go into 3. Alright, so then the next thing you're going to want to look for, do either your x terms or your y terms have opposite signs? Okay, these are both positive, but here these are already, one's positive, one's negative. If one's positive and one's negative, when I add them, if they're the right numbers, they would fall out, right? So that should kind of be a clue. Hey, I'm going to try to make the y's fall out because they're already, one's positive, one's negative. Now, how can I make these match by multiplying? What would I have to multiply the top by? What would I have to multiply the bottom by to make them fall out? 3 and 2. Yeah, if I multiply the top by 3, I'd get a 6. If I multiplied the bottom by a 2, I'd have a -6. Okay, so that's what you're going to look for. So, the top one has to be multiplied by a 3. The bottom one has to be multiplied by a 2. So this time I have to multiply both equations by something. I'm going to distribute the 3. I'm going to distribute the 2. Alright, and again, I'm going to go sideways across the paper. Okay, so I'm going to work on the top one. 3 times 4 is a 12x. 3 times that 2 is a 6y. 3 times 14, I could probably do in my head real quick, but I'm just going to multiply it on the calculator just to make sure. I'm going to get a 42. Okay, now I'm going to do the bottom one. 2 times 7 is 14x. 2 times -3 is a -6y. 2 times -8 is a -16. So you've changed the problem. Now I've got terms that are going to fall out. So I'm now ready to add. 12 and 14 is going to be a 26x. Alright, that 6x and 6y and -6y in the middle is going to fall out. There's my elimination. Alright, and again, just so you don't make any silly mistakes, go ahead and do that 42 minus the 16 on a calculator so you don't make any mistakes. It's going to be 26. And then divide both sides by 26, x equals 1. So I have found the x value of my solution. So in my ordered pair, I know x is 1. So I've got part of my solution already done. And again, step 2, I got to find that y value. Okay, I got to find that y value. And those original equations, it really does not make any difference which one you choose. Alright, generally I don't even think about it, and I just always pick the top equation. Alright, so in my step 2, I have to find my y value. So step 2 is always going to be find y. And again, I think I'm just going to go with the top equation. Okay, so I'm going to write down the 4x, the original top equation, plus the 2y is equal to a 14. Alright, I know what x is, because I just found it over here. So I'm going to put it in for that x value. And it's 1, so that's really nice. So 4 times 1 is just going to be a 4. So I'm going to have a 4. 4 times 1 is 4. And then what that gets me down to is a 2-step equation. Can I subtract 4 from both sides of the equation and do that in my head without showing that line? Okay, so then I'd have a 2y equals 14 minus 4 would give me a 10. Divide both sides by 2. Y is going to give me a 5. So now I know my y value, so I can come over here and I can put it in my answer, because this is the answer, the ordered pair at which they cross.